Yeah, Babs, I really don't care what she's doing, actually. She was drunk last night and she was drinking like a fish. And all of a sudden, she comes out with the craziest things, accusations. She goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm watching Gina's channel right now because she's threatening to sue me, right?" And I'm going to be honest with you. She went to sue me. I'm going to sue her back, right? She wants to sue me for what? To sue me for what? I go, "What is she talking about?" So she goes to me, "If you want to be with her, be with her." I'm like, "Zoe, I'm not being with anybody." She goes, "Yeah, I know you're cyber sexting her." I go, "I'm not cyber sexting anyone. What are you talking about?" I go, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Is there something wrong with you?" And she was drinking like a fish before she made this accusations. Everything was going good. Starts drinking, she gets paranoid. So this woman, not only does she have PTSD and she has anxiety problems, she has a drinking problem, and she's paranoid, and she has an eating disorder. I can't take it anymore at 60 years old. Like, she's crazy. I make like Zoe. I go, I'm in her channel. I told her the truth. I go, I'm watching her channel because it's my life. I go, "Zoe, I go, I have $1 million home to take care of. I go, I have to watch what this woman does, right? I can't have a crazy woman suing me, right?" I said, "I have to watch what she does." I said, "Maybe you have nothing to lose. I have something to lose." Right? She goes, "Do whatever." She goes, go to her and hang out with her and do whatever you want with her. If you want to be with her, be with her." I was like, "You know what? I can't take this shit no more." Between Jessica doing her shit and Frank DeFuro and Michael stabbing me in the back, and now she thinks I'm having sex with Gina, I can't do with it anymore. So I deleted my YouTube, I deleted my iVlog, and she can say whatever the hell she wants in her alcoholic frame of mind. I don't care. I destroyed her life. Well, let me tell you something. Her life was destroyed before she started talking to me. Okay? If you want to give her good advice, tell her to start getting her life together. Start with a drinking problem. Really, honestly. Get her drinking under control and then fix the other problems because she's getting paranoid now. Now she's paranoid. I was in Gina's channel and I was watching it, and it was up to me. I would have that woman put away in a fucking nut house, Gina. But I can't do that, right? But the next thing I could do is actually get off the internet and go on with my life. I'm going to make my life better, right? Without stress, without aggravation. What I did today, Babs, I'm going to be honest with you. You know what I fucking did today? I cleaned the house. I vacuumed the house. I cleaned the kitchen. I cleaned the bathroom. I emptied the dishwasher. I loaded the dishwasher. I took care of the house. And you know what I realized? I realized, holy shit, I'm getting more stuff done. Instead of talking to a chat room for 3 hours or whatever throughout the day or 4 hours or whatever, I'm actually getting stuff done, right? I don't have to deal with people. And she didn't get any sleep. She's also, on top of everything else, with all the problems I just mentioned, she also has insomnia. For some reason, she doesn't sleep. Now, I don't know what the hell she's on. I don't think she's on cocaine or anything. I don't think she's on cocaine or anything. But she has insomnia. Okay? She has insomnia. It was like, I go, "Zoe, it's 8 o'clock in the morning." She goes, "I didn't get any sleep." I go, "I know, that's not healthy." I go, "What are you doing?" I go, "What are you doing to yourself?" I said, "You have to be sleeping." It was like 12 o'clock by me. I go, "Zoe, come on, go get some sleep. Get some sleep. Let's go get some sleep. Come on." I said, "I'll sleep with you. Come on, let's go to sleep." I go, "Close your eyes. Get some sleep." She doesn't listen. She goes, "I think I'm going to open up another wine." Well, I can't deal with this. I really can't do that. I'm trying to be so nice to her. I was trying to be so nice to her. I gave her 3 chances. But last night was absolutely ultimate craziness. Last night was the absolute ultimate craziness, honestly. Last night was the craziest. She actually accused me of having like relations with Gina. That woman, she goes to me, "Why did you take her food? You accepted her food, you accepted this." I go, "I'll accept the food from anybody." I said, "I'll accept food from anybody. I'll accept food from Bali." And she's a sex trafficker, right? "I'll accept food from Bali. I'll accept food from anybody. I'll accept food from the Antichrist." I told her. I said, "Food is expensive. I have to live. Food, water, and shelter." Yeah, I'm realizing now. So I really don't care what the hell she's saying. I honestly don't. I honestly don't, Babs. I really am a nice guy, and I really have. If I lose my patience with her, I lost my patience. I'm like, "Okay, keep me up for hours and hours and end. I'll talk to you, okay? One day, one night, okay, fine, whatever. But don't. Don't start accusing me of things I'm not doing, and don't go crazy on me and start drinking and crazy, a drunken psychotic rage. Which is like, oh, you want to be with her? Be with her. Be with her. I'm like, I'm in her room. I just told you I'm in her room. He goes, so what are you doing in her room? I go, I just told you what I'm doing in her room. I told you 3 times. I told you 3 times what I'm doing in her fucking room. I was getting so mad at her. I was like, I've told you 3 times. I am watching her cast. She's talking about suing me and all kinds of things. I said, I don't know if she's going to call the cops on me. She called the cops. She's so drunk and high on. You know how drunk Gina was? I was like, I have to watch what she's doing. I said, if that woman does anything, I'm going to give the cops her information. In fact, if she did anything like sue me, I'd give my sister the information, let her sue her back. I don't have money to sue anybody, right? She's like crazy. She thinks I'm having relations with Gina. I accepted her gifts. Yeah, I accept anyone's gifts. Anyone wants to send me $150 worth of food and a mattress topper? Hell yeah. Things are expensive. I have to fucking survive. Perhaps to be perfectly honest with you, and I'm not lying now, I'm not lying. I have had it with her. I have had it. That woman has so many fucking problems that nobody would put up with. Nobody. Like, she is so impossible to talk to, especially when she's drinking. She's impossible to get along with. Impossible. She goes to me, oh, I'll be good. I won't get crazy anymore. I won't get crazy anymore. I go, okay, Zoe, I forgive you. I forgive you. Let's forget about it, right? With the movie thing. And then last night, she went crazy on me again. She started drinking again, right? She thinks I was like having like cyber sex with Gina or something. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not having cyber sex with anybody. I was like, I have to watch her channel because Gina is evil. I said, and I don't want to end up in a frigging courthouse. I said, you don't know my family's demeanor, I told her. I go, if they do she does anything like that, I will end up in a courtroom. I said, and I may do something crazy. I said, so I have to watch her channel. He goes, so if you want to be with her, be with her. He goes, that's fine, be with her. You can actually marry her. Maybe you want to marry her. She starts talking all this crazy shit, right? I was like, look, Zoe, I had enough thing with Jessica, her stabbing me in the back. She's in Gina's channel, kissing her feet. Michael is kissing her feet, saying I'm a drug addict. Jessica's saying I'm losing it, right? And now I have you saying that I'm going to fall in love with Gina. She goes, well, you got her food. You took her food really well. I said, I'll take anyone's food. I said, anyone wants to buy me food on the internet, they can buy me food. If Monkey Sniffer wants to buy me food, I told her, I'll take his food too. But she's crazy. I can't tell it anymore. So I got disgusted. I'm like, I'm dealing with crazy people. That's why I deleted my YouTube channel. I know I can cook, Babs. I know I can cook, and I know those stories I have in my life are up in my head. And so are the recipes. I don't need to share that with crazy people. So now she's saying I'm destroying her life. I destroyed her life. Well, that's pretty crazy, considering she doesn't get any sleep, which I know she didn't get any sleep last night. No sleep at all. And I know that she didn't eat too much, right? She doesn't eat, she doesn't sleep, and all she does is drink wine. So who's destroying whose life? If you ask me, I think she's destroying her own life. I'm not doing anything to her. I give her good advice. She doesn't want to listen, that's up to her, right? But I have no time for her. I really don't. I can't do it anymore. I'm 60 years old. I'm not young anymore. I'm 60. I can't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with paranoid. I dealt with enough drunkenness in my family. I dealt with enough. I dealt with plenty. Plenty of crap. I know all the signs. I know all the problems. I know all the signs. I know all the whatchamacallits. The steps leading to what's going to happen next. Right? And then she goes, well, I'm having anxiety problems. I have chest pain. I have this. I have that. I go, Zoe, I go, lay down. I go, lay down. And then she talks to me about Thursday. It's going to be like 98 degrees by her. There's going to be a heat wave. I said, so put the pool in the thing. She goes, I can't blow it up right now. She goes, because the neighbors are sleeping. So I said, we're going to blow it up tomorrow. She goes, maybe. I'm like, you have to blow it up. It's going to be 98 degrees. You want to die of the heat? She doesn't do anything logical. So instead of blowing up the pool or getting the pool ready, she decided to open up another bottle of wine. But what got me pissed last night was that I was watching Gina's channel and she's accusing me of like having cyber sex with Gina. While Gina is actually accusing me of threatening her, which I wasn't threatening her. I said to Gina, I said, if you call my sister or you bother my family and they ask me for your information, I'm going to give them your information. That's not that's not a threat. That's a promise. And so she goes, "Oh, I'm gonna sue you. Sue me for what?" I said, "What are you suing me for, Gina? What are you suing me for?" I typed in her room. "What are you suing me for?" Like, what are you talking about? She goes, "Oh, you're in her room?" I go, "You damn right I'm in her room." And then she went bonkers on me. She's like jealous. She goes, "Oh, if you want to be with her, be with her. Fine, go marry her. Maybe you want to have sex with her. Maybe you want to marry her. Maybe you want to do this. Maybe you want to do that." I'm like, "Zoe," I said, "are you listening to me?" She has nothing to lose. She's in an apartment that gets paid for by the government, right? I don't know how she gets money for the government. She doesn't get money from the government anymore. She has her medical stuff is paid for the government. She has no job, so her I found out yesterday her inhalers get paid for the government because she's not working, right? So I go, "You have nothing to lose." I said, "I have things to lose, Zoe. I have to watch what that woman says, right? If that woman says something crazy, I have to be careful. I don't have the fucking SWAT team or the police at my door, right?" But she doesn't understand any of that. She doesn't understand any of that, right? And then another thing, she was rehashing last night the whole thing that was going on with Toby again. The whole entire thing. Toby and the Italian guy and the guy that was beating her and had her in the basement. And I was like, craziness. Absolute craziness. She rehashes the bad stuff. I go, "Zoe," I said, "stop rehashing bad stuff." I said, "You have a whole life ahead of you." I said, "You can look at positive things. Stop rehashing bad stuff." She goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, whatever." And I was like, and then she opens up the wine. When she rehashes the stuff, then she opens up the wine and she gets drunk. I cannot even tell you how messed up this woman is. I can't even tell you how messed up she is. And I'm trying, and I have a lot of patience, and I have no patience anymore. I really have no patience. I had to cut her off on everything. She's impossible. Absolutely, positively, friggin' impossible. This woman is. Absolutely impossible. And if you think I'm going to deal with a woman that's drinking and has anxiety problems and that constantly drinks and gets paranoid, and she has, and yesterday I found out she has agoraphobia, that she says, "Oh, I have agoraphobia too." I said, "Oh, just add that on top of the other stuff, on top of the other six problems you got." Yeah, I'm not joking, Babs. I'm not joking. I really mean it. I'm the nicest guy on the internet, but yesterday was the ultimate. I had everybody fucking attack me, backstab me, say bad things about me. Had Gina call me a pedophile. I was a pedophile last night. I was whatchamacallit, what was I else? I was a stalker. Um, and she's gonna sue me because I'm doxing her. I go, "I'm not doxing anybody." I said, "But if you attack my family and they want your information, you goddamn right I'm gonna give them your information." I said, "So don't attack my family and you won't have any fucking problems." Right? I said, "Don't attack my family and you won't have any fucking problems." I said, "But if they ask me for your information, I'm not gonna give up $1 million home because of her drunkenness. Are you crazy?" So I told her that. So she doesn't listen. You know, Gina's drunk all night. You got Zoe drunk all night. You got Jessica. I don't know how Jessica was licking Gina's asshole, right? Jessica was licking Gina's asshole, saying I was losing it. What, losing it how? Losing it how? Losing it how? And then when Gina's upset, Gina's done with Jessica, you know, using her as a friggin' patsy, then Gina will say bad things about Jessica, saying she has Down syndrome and stuff. Yeah, and Michael, I know is a flip flopper. Michael Caputo, he's a flip flopper. He'll go to anybody's sides because he's such a nebbish. That dog guy is such a nebbish. He'll go to Hitler's side if he could. You know, he would go to Adolf Hitler's side if Adolf Hitler gave him a fucking minute of his attention. And then Zoe accuses me. She goes, "Why did you take her stuff?" She goes, "Yeah, I know. Her food. You took her food. You took her food and her mattress." She goes, "How many times do I have to hear about it?" I go, "Well, Zoe," I said, "I'm going to be honest with you." I said, "Anybody on the internet, I don't care who it is, even if Monkey Sniffer wanted to give me $150 worth of food and a bed topper, guess what? I take it. You know why? Guess why? Because I have to live. The only three things you need in this world, Babs, is food, water, and shelter. That's it. All the rest is bullshit. You want something crazier? Wait, I'll tell you something crazier, Babs. I'll tell you something even crazier. Yesterday I went on my channel and I was doing a thing on YouTube, right? So I saw something pop up on YouTube and I told everyone, I go, oh, guys, a news alert for those of you living out in the West Coast. And this is an actual event. I said, for those of you living out in the West Coast, Hoover Dam and Lake Mead are at the lowest levels ever. Like giving everyone a heads up. Because without Hoover Dam or without Lake Mead, there's no electricity and there's no water to supply 40 million people with water. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to like evacuate 40 million people in about 4 months, 5 months, they said, if they don't get water. It's at the lowest levels ever. So I put an alert. I go, guys, just buy water, right? Everyone buy water. Zoe heard that. She goes, oh, was that a thing for Gina? Oh, I heard what you said. Was that like a message to Gina that you still love Gina? I'm like, what are you talking about? I go, that was a message for everybody living on the fucking West Coast or in Vegas. I go, that wasn't a message told to Gina. I said, well, Gina does live in California. I said, but if she wants to listen to me, she can listen to me. She probably won't listen to me anyway, so she can starve to death, right? She can die of thirst. I don't care. I said, but I put out the message because I told everyone Lake Mead and Hoover Dam are going to be at Deadpool levels. Look up Deadpool levels. That's when the level of water is so low they can't supply Hoover Dam with electricity. No electricity, no water. So I'm just pretty much fed up, honestly, Babs. I really am. And you could tell everybody this. I really don't care. I really don't care. As far as I'm concerned, if I had a time machine, I'd go back to 1985 and never do what I did. Never do what I did. Never go on Blog TV. Never go on YouTube. Never go on any of the social networks. Now, is the internet good? Yeah, the internet's good for consuming things. Like, like you want to watch a movie, you want to go on Netflix, you want to watch a movie on Netflix, you want to buy stuff on Amazon. But dealing with people socially, impossible. There are too many mixed up, drunken, drug addicted, whacked out, jealous wackos. And then yesterday I had people coming to me. They're like, Sam, you deleted your channel? You deleted your channel? Oh my God, you deleted your channel? I'm like, yeah, it's only a press of the button. I deleted 1,500 videos. What do they mean to me? They don't mean anything to me, those videos. I've done them. I know how to make the recipes. And those videos were mostly for the community so they can learn how to make this and how to make that and my stories I wanted to share. And guess what? All those 1,500 videos, guess where they are? They're in my brain. I didn't lose anything. Yeah, Babs, and if you do talk to Zoe in the future, which I don't know if you will or not, but if she's crying in her cast and saying I destroyed her life or whatever, give her this message from me, saying the only one that's destroying her life is her. She needs sleep. She needs to stop drinking so heavily, and she needs to get her health under control, right? Those are the three things she needs to do, okay? I gave her chance after chance after chance. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm absolutely done. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. Yesterday, she got so drunk, like I told you, she thought I was having an affair with Gina. And I have no time for that. What am I going to do? I'm going to have her call me and call me and call me and call me and call me, and I'll lose sleep? And I'll be aggravated and I'll get stressed out. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. Not at 60 years old. If I'm lucky, I have 10 years left. If I'm really lucky, I have 5. And by the way, if you talk to Gina, you can tell her this message from me. If I get any lawsuit of any kind or anybody coming to my door, I'm giving that information to the police, right? I'm giving that information to the police and my sister. I'll give her everyone, all her information I'll give over because I don't need this anymore in my life. I don't need it. I don't need the aggravation. I don't need the aggravation. You're dealing with a friggin' bipolar, schizophrenic, wacko that might be borderline personality disorder, drunk, and God knows what else she is, right? I'm not worried about Gina. Gina, I'm not worried about. I make $33 a day. Does she think I'm going to sue her back? What does she think? She's going to sue me? Well, sue me for what? $33 a day? What is she suing me for? What is she suing me for? Right now I have $300 in my checking. What is she suing? Who is she suing? What is she suing? Right? But if she messes with me, my sister can sue her. That can happen. That actually can happen. So tell her to calm down, get sober, and maybe Gina and Zoe can check into a rehab clinic together. Actually, I have something to actually correct. When I said I want to make it like the 1980s without technology, I take that back. I will still use technology, but I'll use it for consumption devices, consuming like what it should have been used for in the first place, like watching YouTube videos, looking up information, looking up recipes, and watching Netflix videos and stuff like that. But as far as social networking and dealing with people, it's not good. But maybe it's best. It's for the best. It's for the best, right, Babs? Because right now I got up at about 8 o'clock in the morning, well rested, went down, had a really good breakfast, but I cleaned a lot. I cleaned a lot. I cleaned the bathroom. I cleaned the kitchen. I did the laundry. I got a lot of shit done. And I was thinking to myself, wow, if I'd be casting right now, I would have wasted 2 hours of this time, right? I would have been talking to a chat room that doesn't give two shits about me. And to be honest with you, I don't even think they listen to me and my prepping ideas, right? Oh, that was another thing. I told I told my chat room about the Lake Mead thing. The Lake Mead and the Hoover Dam. Well, they're at the lowest level ever. Look it up. Lowest level Lake Mead ever in the history of ever. Why is that important? Well, if you live in the East Coast, it doesn't matter, like I do. But if you live in the West Coast, like California and Nevada, it only supplies most of the drinking water for Nevada and California and the electricity grid. So if the Lake Mead thing goes below, I think it's 950 feet. I think we're 200 feet above that. If it goes below that, it below 950 feet, there will be no electricity and there will be no drinking water for all of 40 million people. 40 million people will have to evacuate the state of California. So I did that. I made that video. And guess what Zoe did? She goes, oh, is that a secret message to Gina? I was like, no, that's a secret message to everybody that lives on the West Coast. She thinks I'm having like secret messages to Gina. Like, oh, is that a secret message to Gina? Because she lives in California? I was like, yeah, she's the only one that lives in California. You're exactly right. You're absolutely right. Not 40 million people. I didn't care about the other 39,999,000 people. And you know what's really funny, Babs? What's really funny is if Lake Mead does dry up and it goes below 950 feet and Hoover Dam doesn't no longer supplies electricity and they can no longer supply water, there'll be people on the internet saying, Sam, you're a fearmonger. And you have 40 million people friggin' dying of thirst and have no electricity. Like, Sam, nothing's going on. There's nothing going on. But what about the 40 million people that just evacuated the West Coast? No, no, no. That always. So, my suggestion to you, if you want to check on Zoe to make sure she doesn't overdose, slit her wrists over me, or I don't know what else she's going to be doing. Maybe drink herself to death. Who the fuck knows? Maybe you want to check in on her and maybe give her guidance or something, because I'm not going to be in there. That's for damn sure. I gave her enough chances. I gave her 3 chances, and she failed all 3 chances. All 3 chances she failed. I was like, Zoe, you're not going to do that again, are you? Are you? No, no, no. I will never get like that again. I'll never get like that again. She did it last night. She drank again last night and got crazy on my ass, and I will not take it because I dealt with that with my family, and I'm not going to go through that shit again. By the way, before I forget, I had to go to the bathroom, and I thought about this in the bathroom. You know how sick minded Gina is? Do you know how sick minded she is? I had 804 subscribers, and I was going to do a giveaway, as you may or may not know, of a gift card, because I figured a gift card, I can just give the code to the email address, right? And they'll get the amount of money. I was going to do that $50 or $100 gift card for 800 subscribers. I was going to do a spin of the wheel and do a giveaway. So guess what Gina did? She had everybody unsubscribe me, and now I only had 793 people. I was like, what is wrong with these people? They just made me save $100 or whatever I was going to give away, right? They're not punishing me. She didn't punish me. She punished the subscribers. Like, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with people's brains? They went on here. I went, oh, thank you, Gina, for saving me $50 to $100 because I was going to do a giveaway. And now that I'm back under 800 subscribers, I guess I won't do the giveaway. So then I thought about it. I'm like, I'm dealing with crazy people. I'm dealing with absolute crazy people, I said. I was like, they're punishing me. She's trying to punish me by getting me lower than 800 so I don't do the giveaway. How do I get punished by that? I'll save $100. And with the $100, I'll buy myself a video game.